Welcome to the Magic School Pod. Excited to have Michael here with Blacksmith InfoSec, right? Did I get
Yep,
it all right?
pronounced it correctly. Good job.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Michael Zbarsky, one of the co-founders of Blacksmith InfoSec. We are a compliance platform, and we are here to spin the wheel of fun, as if we're going to call it.
It is the Wheel of Fun. Let me get the Wheel of Fun up so that people know we're really spinning something. What topic would shall we land on today? Give the wheel a spin.
It's great when the wheel on my screen's a little small and I'm reading it like parent wine on.
Old school
Oh,
toys is our topic today. So,
so I have questions. Are we talking about toys that we used to play with at school back in the day, or are we talking about like old school toys like lawn darts?
oh my God, did you ever throw it up as high as you could to see
Hmm.
like how high it's coming out? And it's
Yep.
not like a dull edge. It had a metal
It is not a
pointed
dull edge
tip.
whatsoever.
Like
Lessons were learned.
I haven't thought about lawn darts in forever. Whichever way you want to spin the topic is fine with me.
Either way, with me, I figure I'm guessing most people, when you talk to them about old school toys, they talk about old toys from school, which I have lots of gripes about. Not the old school ones, I have gripes about the new ones because all the old games, at least, were so much better. So let's talk that. I will get on that soapbox. So,
Kick us off with one of your fondest memories.
yeah, so really a lot of them, right? I think what I wanted to discuss a little bit is the new reimaginations of the old games that all suck because they've been dumbed down. Um, so my wife went out and bought Operation for the kids when they were younger, and it
Yeah.
was the new Operation, not the old Operation. And the new Operation, the holes are much bigger. Like all the skill is gone. You're not developing like the fine motor skills that we used to try and develop because we that noise was just god awful. um, the other kind of new version of the game is Life. I don't know if you've had the privilege of playing the new version of Life, Mary.
I have not.
But now there's like squares in there that say, hey, exchange your pay rate with anyone else in the game. I'm like, what does that teach you about life?
Nothing. That's not how life works.
Right? And so, like, a lot of the reimaginations of the game are, I have so many issues with them.
My biggest issue is everybody wins.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a
Yep.
trophy. Everybody gets a ribbon. Like the feeling of earning like doesn't exist.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it's
that's
definitely gone downhill. I did see uh my daughter and I have started playing a fun version of Guess Who. And it's the original Guess Who game, but we like to have fun, and so we will make up random stuff like does your person like cats? And then it's like up to your imagination of which of your people you think like cats or don't like cats. um, and then it becomes a at the end you look at who you're left with and you're like, oh, at what point did you put this person down? Oh, well, this person I decided doesn't like chocolate ice cream. And so
that's definitely a creative way to do it. We were talking about school, and as a teacher, you dread indoor recess if you're in elementary school because like it's
oh,
raining out or
also as a student you dread indoor recess. You want to be outdoors running around going crazy.
yes, of course, but in Texas, we can't go outside if it's above 95 for recess.
So like half the year.
Yes, yeah. So I taught the kids how to fold paper footballs. Do you
Mm.
remember
Oh yeah,
making the little
the lunch
triangle?
table and yeah, absolutely flicking
Yeah,
them.
and then, you'd sit there and like try to make the field goal and all of that. They thought I had invented something huge. Like they wanted to play paper football more than getting on an iPad.
Nice.
And it's like just that creativity is like just I feel like it's just gone. That,
Did you ever teach them the old basketball game where you spin the coin and then catch it between your thumbs and flick it up?
Yes, and then flip it.
Yep,
That and was it soccer where it was three coins you
yep,
put together and you would
yep,
hit one? It's all physics, right?
yep, yep. All great
I
times.
I actually had a friend of mine tell me that I think she lives in Georgia, that their playgrounds are now reintroducing like seesaws
Nice.
and swings because kids have to learn how to take like calculated risks
Yep.
and
Are
things
they
like
bringing
that.
back the twirling thing that where you could fling people off of it?
What is
Is
merry-go-round, right?
that what they're actually called? I know the big ones are merry-go-rounds, but the small ones are also called merry-go-rounds.
That's what we called them.
Okay.
Yeah. But like jumping off the swing when it was at its highest point and stuff like that. Like kids don't have to make like these decisions
Yep.
anymore. We've kind of put them in bubble wrap.
Yeah. Um, so off topic of games, on topic of school, I did come across in my Facebook doom scrolling a couple weeks ago a guy that found the original school pizza recipe
Oh, the
and
squares, right?
yeah, yeah, and published it. And it was interesting. I'm planning on doing it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but it's a poured dough, which yeah,
Liquid?
I'll yeah, like liquid, like almost like a batter. Um, I will share it with you, Mary.
Yes.
And it was just, but it was so nostalgic looking, seeing the video. I was just like, I remember those. It was that and the French bread pizza that was just mwah.
Yes. We didn't do French bread, we did English muffin pizzas.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then I would do that at home with the kids so they could like pick their toppings and make their own pizza.
Yeah, we still do that. We don't do English muffins. My kids are a bit older, so they eat more. So we do we buy the garlic naan
Oh,
and we do
yum.
that. And it's like you can build your own toppings, do whatever you want. And yeah,
That is
once you have a teenage boy, you can no longer do English muffins.
no, I don't know if you know this. I used to house junior hockey players. I was called a billet mom. They had to eat 5,000 calories a day
Yep.
each. And I have never made so much pasta. I like roasted two chickens and I told the boys dinner was ready and they just each took a chicken. And I was like, well, I guess me and the kids will go get something else. Yeah, we're way off topic. Um, okay, what was the thing that you would put on your foot and it had like a string and a
Oh,
ball
this
on it?
skip it, the skip it,
Skip it.
and it had
Yeah.
the counter in it, and yeah, the skip it, phenomenal toy. Um,
Again, teaching you about physics
yep.
and, all of that. Hula
And there's
hoop.
a lot of stuff that like they don't do anymore. They're trying to crack down on like Foursquare now around here and stuff.
Why?
I don't know because kids are kids and they start arguing over whether something was legitimate or not, and they've decided that we can't have kids arguing. I'm just like you're not teaching them any life skills.
No, no. We used to play kickball, like
Yep.
teaching the kids how to play it too. And they're like, why haven't we learned this in PE? Because now for dodgeball, they have to fling bean bags on the ground and it has to slide and hit someone.
Yeah. Yeah. We they outlawed tag at recess because it became too violent, and I'm just like, it's tag. It's supposed to be violent.
What is violent? What does that
Yeah,
mean?
like someone hit someone instead of lightly tapping. Like it's. Anyways, I will.
I know when you said that, it made me think about Saturday Night Live when Peyton Manning was on
Mhm.
and he was throwing the football at the kids and they were like, no, really hit him with it. And he's like, I can't do it. And the mom of the kid was like, beam him. And it was a Nerf football. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah,
do any damage like that. Now, I do think that games do teach definitely problem solving
yeah.
and reasoning and all of that. But I think what really makes me sad today is especially when I see families out like at dinner or something and the kids have headphones on and a tablet.
Yep.
No social skills. No, I'm not saying they don't have any, but like
Yeah.
that's such an important time.
It was interesting because, look, when we were growing up, like a lot of our learning that we did was at the dinner table listening to our parents talk and discuss stuff, and now it's zoned out, not listening to anything in your own little world, and you're learning everything from Bluey. And Bluey is great, but
Yeah, I grew up in a Catholic household. I'm the youngest of seven, and we used to tattle on people for not sitting right at the table. You know, like feet on the floor, or stuff like that. And it's just basic manners. My husband and I were at a Mexican food restaurant, and there was a kid. He was probably 8 to 10, had his headphones on, his iPad, was eating with his hands, and like kept kicking his Crocs out in the walkway. And like the parents never said like, "Oh, somebody might trip," you know. And I'm not saying maybe he had special needs. I don't know, but it was. I'm like, it's just such an important time to like connect.
I mean, yeah, a Mexican restaurant, if you're eating tacos or burrito, perfectly acceptable. Fajitas, probably a bad idea.
Yes, no, I believe it was like a cheese enchilada.
Yeah,
That is definitely
it
a
gets
fork food.
messy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But when I was teaching, I used to have my fifth graders, they had to make eye contact with me and shake my hand and like have a greeting.
Yep.
And it's so uncomfortable for them for like the first 2 weeks of school. But then it's like they walk up to you with their hand out and looking at you and like, hey, did you do anything fun last night? It was like just that time to have like a quick connection.
Yeah, the little rapport. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was funny. I tried to take my kids out on like daddy, son, daddy, daughter dates, and I went one time to this restaurant with my daughter, and we're sitting there, and we brought some math homework. We're talking through math problems, eating, having fun. She has this like giant mug of hot cocoa in front of her, and I look over and to the left. There's a guy and his daughter, and they're eating, and guy's on his phone, she's on her iPad, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I went to visit my son at college and we went to a Starbucks and we were just waiting for our drinks, but he got the sweet and low packet and flicked it at me across the table and I already knew what we were playing. And we, playing soccer and then if it goes over the edge of the table, you can flip it up. And this, I think he was probably 7 or 8, was staring at us and he's like, "Grandma, what are they doing?" You know, it, I'm like,
Witchcraft is this?
with a sweet and low packet. Yeah, but just that creativity and everything is just so much fun. I'm
Well,
trying to think, what
part of
was your
it part of it's gone because it's all the like they don't have time to be bored, right? It's all the constant inputs from all the electronics and the hey, I need
instant gratification?
gratification. It like if you don't give them time with themselves, like they'll never learn to be bored, learn to be with their themselves with their thoughts, learn to figure out, hey, I'm bored, what do I do? I remember
I
those
remember those.
conversations when I was growing up. Hey, I'm bored.
Yes,
Cool. There's a laundry list of chores. Enjoy.
I learned very quickly never to tell my parents I was bored because there were dishes to do. There's, yeah,
Yeah.
everything. And some of the, I think, coolest things now that I'm in my 50s and I don't have any grandchildren, but I've got like great nieces and nephews. When they come over, they know they're going to get the wackiest stuff. Like, I'll give them a magnifying glass and a flashlight, and I'll be like, go in that closet and see what you can find. And they think it's magic. They really do.
Yep.
So that is so fun. We're already at 12:14, so it was very fast. What was your favorite toy you ever got?
Um, So I got a stuffed tiger when I was around 6. It was really meaningful to me. It was and I was obsessed with it. But it was a time where my family just immigrated to the country. We had literally zero money, and I had this teddy bear that I was in love with that had gone missing during the trip, and luckily we found
Oh,
it later. But yeah, we couldn't find it for like 3 days straight, and my parents went out and bought this stuffed tiger when literally like nowhere close to in the budget. um, And I think that piece for me was just it made it really meaningful. And probably one of the favorite toys I've ever gotten. But then I grew up, and then it was Magic the Gathering cards that I was obsessed with, and everything else. If parents of younger kids, you know, 10-ish and or so, need advice, get your kids into Magic the Gathering. They will not have any money for drugs or anything else after that. They'll be spending it all on Magic the Gathering cards.
That's awesome. Um, we also grew up on a shoestring budget with 7 kids in the house and my parents, so 9 of us and 1,500 square feet and a lot of bunk beds. And at Christmas, I would start hearing my mom sewing after I went to bed, usually mid-November, but she always sewed me a handmade baby doll. And that was my thing. Like the last one she did had a little button nose and she even had ears and everything. And she always had 2 changes of clothes. So she had like a little nightgown, and then she had her little like Laura Ingalls dress. And I would have to change her clothes every morning and everything. But I knew she was sewing the doll, but I never knew what it would look like until Christmas. So, yeah. Well, this has been a great conversation. I've loved it. Hopefully, some nostalgia
Yep.
has
Absolutely.
come up, and do something fun with your kids that doesn't involve electronics and not talking.
Yeah. I'm waiting for it to cool off a little bit. You know what that's like being in Texas, and so I can just start kicking them out of the house again. Because right now it's like I don't know what's like today, but it was like last week it was like 90 some, felt like 108. This week it's actually not awful. It's 80, but it's just super humid out there and just gross.
Yeah, I
So
just looked at my phone. 98 extreme heat warning. The high today is 104.
yeah,
So miserable. But
yeah,
thank you for being here, Michael. It was awesome.
absolutely.
Hopefully, it was a good lunchtime break for those that are watching.